Some one-shot horror games stick with you, like Dread, while others are forgettable. Such is the case with Supernormal, developed and published by Hattori D Productions and released on Steam on January 8th. In this game, you're Wyatt, an investigator hired by Masato Sakamoto. His daughter Sophia has gone missing and he wants you to find her and discover what happened. The entire investigation takes place in Mr. Sakamoto's elegant and contemporary Japanese home. Let's explore Supernormal, and I'll help you make an informed decision on whether you should play this game. We begin with a meeting with your new boss, during which he tells you about Sophia's disappearance and what he's expecting you to do. It's a noisy scene. There's a storm outside, but the noise is constant, not really like a storm at all, and it keeps getting louder. At first I thought we were on a train having this conversation, but no, it's on a sofa in Mr. Sakamoto's living room. The noise gets worse as the brief conversation progresses, and I found myself relying on subtitles. He eventually leaves and you're left to begin your investigation. This rough prologue leads to a slow beginning. Uncertain what you need to do to advance the story, you move around the home looking at various clues and listening to Wyatt's stilted inner monologue. After several minutes of the roughly 2-hour game, you meet Sophia, and this is where the game starts to shine. Sophia's scary. She's covered in blood, she spider walks up the walls, and she causes a lot of jump scares. Good job, Sophia. Meanwhile, you'll walk through the home many times in order to continue the story, but this is a treat because the house is gorgeous. The lighting is also well done, and the home looks like what you'd expect with lights turned on or off during a raging storm. If the dev wanted to, he could have been a home designer. It's that nice. About a third of the way through the game, you're allowed to access Mr. Sakamoto's computer to view the security cameras he's set up. I enjoyed investigating the home this way, as it added another layer of fear and dread, and of course, more jump scares. It also allows you to sort of communicate with Sophia.
Can you help me?
Speaking of communication, the game has a unique feature where the player can use their microphone to talk to her. It's kind of like a high-tech Ouija board. I thought this was a nice touch, and I'd like to see other games use similar devices. Apparently, other players had trouble using the feature, but it worked well for me. Using the microphone is optional though, so you don't have to do it if you don't want to. During the game, you notice that there are doors you never get access to. I understand the purpose of them was to make the home seem more complete, but it would have been nice to have been able to see beyond them. Every time I passed the doors, I felt like I was missing something. The next point I want to make isn't a spoiler because it's mentioned prior to starting the game. There are 2 endings. One is, of course, easier to get than the other. I played through the game 3 times and I could not trigger the other ending. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I'd played the game 1 more time than I wanted to before deciding to give up on it. I did get all the other trophies though. They're simple to obtain and don't really add to the game's enjoyment. I'd recommend not trying to get them unless you're a completionist. So I like this game overall. It was a fun couple of hours spent that I'll likely forget about in the weeks to come. Play the game if you have $8 burning a hole in your pocket and 2 hours of time to spare. If you're saving your time and money for something you'll like more, your instincts are correct. Pass on this and play something else later on. I hope this review helps you. Whether or not it did, let me know in the comments. Also, please hit the subscribe button. I'm working hard to grow my channel and it'd really be an honor and help me out a lot. Take care.